They took vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. But they became the most feared knights of the medieval world. The Knights Templar weren't just monks. They were warriors trained to fight, die, and conquer in the name of God. Follow Arena of Ages, where the world's greatest warriors live again. Origins of the Templar Order. The Knights Templar began in the early 12th century after the First Crusade. Their mission was simple but deadly: protect Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. What began as a small brotherhood of 9 knights soon grew into one of the most powerful military orders in Europe, backed by kings, blessed by popes, and feared by their enemies. The warrior monks. To join the Templars was to surrender your life. Recruits took monastic vows, giving up wealth, family, and comfort. But unlike ordinary monks, their days were filled not with quiet prayer, but with relentless military training. Every Templar was drilled in swordsmanship, spearwork, and mounted combat. They trained to fight in heavy mail armor, to wield shields in formation, and to charge as one body of cavalry. Endurance was essential. They practiced long marches in armor under the desert sun, learning to survive heat, hunger, and exhaustion. Discipline and code. The Templar rule, a strict code of over 600 clauses, dictated every detail of their lives. They ate simple meals, slept in communal dormitories, and wore the iconic white mantle marked with a red cross. Pride and wealth were forbidden. Their duty was obedience, loyalty, and readiness for sacrifice. Discipline was absolute. No knight could retreat unless outnumbered 3-1. Cowardice was unthinkable. To break the code meant disgrace not only before men but before God. Brotherhood in arms, Templars trained and lived as a brotherhood. They sparred with blunted swords, practiced mock charges, and honed their skills in jousts and tournaments. But beyond the blade, they drilled in battlefield tactics, holding tight cavalry formations, wheeling on command, and protecting one another in the chaos of combat. Their strength was not in individual glory, but in unity. A Templar knight did not fight alone. He fought as one link in a chain of faith and steel. Campaigns in the Holy Land. On campaign, their training was put to the test. The Templars became shock cavalry, the spearhead of Crusader armies. Their disciplined charges broke enemy lines, their endurance carried them across harsh deserts, and their reputation for fearlessness made them both admired and hated. Faith as a weapon. The Templars weren't only trained in body, they were hardened in spirit. Hours of prayer and ritual reminded them that every battle was a holy act, every death a sacrifice for God. Belief gave them courage, and courage made them unstoppable. Enemies who faced them on the battlefield often spoke of their terrifying resolve, their refusal to break or flee, even when hopelessly outnumbered. Training beyond war. The Templars also trained their minds. They learned languages to communicate across the Crusader states, studied fortification to defend castles, and even managed finances. Their network of commanderies across Europe became the backbone of a financial empire, another weapon in their arsenal. The legacy of training. By the 13th century, the Templars had become legends. They were not invincible, but their training, code, and faith made them one of the most effective fighting forces of the Middle Ages. Even after their order was dissolved, the myth of the warrior monks lived on, symbols of discipline, unity, and sacrifice. The Knights Templar were more than knights and more than monks. They were warriors forged by faith, discipline, and a code that demanded everything. The question is, if you were called, could you have taken the vow?